Yo, what's up? It's Rob here. This is Apparel Success, and if you don't know who I am, I run a Canadian lifestyle brand called K-Bud that's doing multiple six figures in sales, so I help clothing brands like yours get really good results. And what I want to share with you in this video is a mistake that I see come up over and over again in the brand reviews that I do that has massive consequences on the brand's perceived value. It really hurts the brand, and it's also a super easy fix. So I'm going to bring this to your attention in this video, and hopefully if this is something that you're doing, if this is a mistake that you're making, you can quickly fix it, and it will really help you get way better results for your brand. I hope you enjoy. Apparel Success is sponsored by my buds over at BrandCrowd. BrandCrowd's a logo maker tool. You type in the name of the logo that you want to have made, hit enter, thousands of logos will come up. You choose the logo that you like. You can edit and refine that logo as long as you want for free until it's perfect. This is a Hundo P design I had made for my own clothing brand using BrandCrowd. If you're interested, head over to brandcrowd.com/apparel success and you can get 66% off at checkout. All right, so the problem that I see come up over and over again in these brand reviews, brands just doing this over and over again. And it's such an easy fix that so few clothing brand owners are aware of, is redundancy. Okay, and what redundancy is on your clothing brand's website, having things on your website that serve zero purpose, they aren't needed, and they have no use on your website. So as an example, on your homepage, as you're trying to sell your clothing, what a lot of clothing brand owners do is on their homepage, they say things like, we sell the highest quality t-shirts and we offer the best customer service. There's hundreds of thousands of clothing brands out there, and every single clothing brand has the mission of offering high quality clothing and offering great customer service. All of that type of stuff is assumed to be within your brand. And there's really no point in putting it on your website. It's like it just takes away from other things you could be including on your website that would give your brand more personality and would help express your brand's identity. And so what's actually happening here, the real problem beneath this is that there's an opportunity cost. Everywhere that you're writing, high quality clothing and best customer service and all of these things that are redundant, you could be writing something about your brand that was really allowing your customers to connect with your unique identity for your brand. And what I believe is happening here is a lot of brands do this because they don't know what makes their clothing brand unique. They don't know what's so special about their brand or what their brand concept is doing that's different from all of the others. And so they sort of retract back to this just sort of generic text and this generic expression of what their brand is all about. But your brand concept isn't offering high quality clothing. And your brand concept isn't, offering amazing customer service. What you could be saying in all of these little areas where you're saying we offer high quality clothing and we offer amazing customer service is you could be saying we represent rural Canada. We offer designs inspired by the things we say in rural Canada. That's just an example from my own clothing brand. And this is such a small difference, and it's a nuance to change on your website with massive outcomes. So it's going to completely change your outcomes because people, when they come to your website, they're finally going to be able to understand what you're all about. And this is something that I literally see come up in like 9 out of 10 brands that I do brand reviews for, is their site is just peppered with all of these generic statements. And I'm trying to understand what their brand's about. I can't from their name. I can't from anything listed on their website because it's all this just generic text and these things that every other clothing brand is doing. And I understand immediately why people aren't buying. And people aren't buying because they don't have any investment into your brand because they just don't really see anything unique in it. They don't see anything different about it. And it all comes down to all the words that you're expressing on your website. Like every single word should be well thought out and everything should be concise and everything should have a purpose on your website. Do not underestimate the value and the importance of the things that you're writing on your website or in your Instagram bio or in your copy for the ads that you're putting out. all of the text that you're using, everything that you're saying to communicate your brand, it's in those details that people will feel either a connection or they won't. And so it literally, like, it all comes down to that in how you're expressing your brand. And I think that so many clothing brand owners just glaze over this. They just don't give it enough value that they should be giving it. And then they go, why aren't people buying my clothing? I've got the sickest tees out there. I've got the sickest hoodies. And it's like, well, there's so many clothing brands, and all of this is going to come down to your branding. And your branding comes down to these finer details. And when you actually examine the finer details on most of these brands' websites, they're not really doing a good enough job actually expressing what their brand's about. And your website is an opportunity for you to just be a complete ball of expression to your audience so that they know exactly what your brand's about. And it's like a breath of fresh air for people who are actually able to connect and resonate with your brand concept. Like, if your brand is all about mental health and depression and anxiety and things like that, and you're creating clothing for that brand concept, then on your website, don't have the majority of the text say that you offer amazing customer service and that you have high quality t-shirts. Have most of the text on your website and most of the words that you're using and most of the pictures that you're using express what your brand concept is about on an emotional level and connect with people where they're at. And all of this high quality t-shirt, amazing customer service, fast shipping, all this stuff, that's all assumed in brands now. So, you can include that on your About Us page in smaller text and things like that, or as a header on top of your website, like in the actual header bar. But beyond that, it's your job to really connect with people, and that's the place to do it. The most exciting part about you hearing this right now is that nobody does this. Only a few clothing brands actually take the time to step back and think about the words that they're sharing on their website, and think about how they can get the most powerful words possible to connect with their audience, and what makes them unique, and writing all of this stuff out so that they can express that clearly on their website. Use thesaurus.com if you're trying to find words that are going to give your brand that extra punch. You can type in a word on thesaurus.com and other words just like it will come up. And you can really just write really powerful brand statements using that feature alone and that website alone, and just have some sessions where you take the time to really write out what your brand's about, get clear on what your identity is about, and you'll be shocked at the transformation your website makes and the results you get when you realize that this whole time people just hadn't really been connecting with your brand. And I really hope that helps. If you got a lot of value out of this video, please hit the like button for me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. My clothing brand marketing program is 50% off until the end of the year, and this is the last sale that I'm ever going to have. I break down real conversations I've had with celebrities and influencers to land endorsements for my own brand. I show you how to grow a real following on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube from scratch. And I show you how to set up, structure, and scale up Facebook ads and TikTok ads for your clothing brand. If you're interested, you can learn more about what's inside at clothingbrandmarketing.com, and I hope to see you inside.